are officially married.
She put a ring on it, dog. She put a ring on it.
Oh my gosh. That this time is true. Obviously, when we exchanged our vows, I had to really put a ring on his finger. Then we have to make another video to go over what
happened, because we're married.
Yes.
You know, we pushed forward to make sure we had a marriage.
Yeah.
The wedding was something that's a benefit, but we were more keen on making sure we were married.
Yep.
So we got a story for another day.
Yep. We went from A to B to C, but you know, to switch things up, obviously we said we're married.
Yes.
We're in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 2 months in now, which is so crazy how fast time flies by. And not only are we married, but guess what we finally get to do now? We can finally have sex, which is great, and that's kind of what we wanted to talk to you guys about today. So, first thoughts, when we entered into having sex, you know, let's talk about sex, baby. For me, I would have to say it was one of those things like, finally. It was definitely worth the wait. I have no regrets there. I mean, I didn't think I would, but definitely worth the wait. It was beautiful in so many ways, which, you know, we'll hit on a little later. And then just the comfortability of it.
My thought process going into it is like, you know what? Let's just explore together. You know, that's the beauty of marriage. We get to explore our spouses, you know, in the context of marriage, how God intended it. And so once you remove any type of expectation you had, you can truly enjoy the moment and not necessarily try to put pressure on yourself for, hey, I need to perform like this or whatever that may be. Just enjoy the beauty of the intimacy.
Yeah, so initially I thought I would be nervous, but when it actually came down to the night when we got to the hotel room, but I wasn't like nervous. I really wasn't. Were you?
I made sure, like I said, just the expectations, I tried to block those out and just truly flow, because at the end of the day, you know, like you said, we have a lifetime to get to know each other. So it's not like I need to try to say this is going to be the best sex ever. You know, I still have to learn Chelsea. You know, is like,
not to say that we didn't want it to be,
no,
but we didn't go into it like, if this isn't the best ever, then we're just done. Obviously, we exchange vows. So, and I think even if you have sex outside of marriage and you really care for that person, you're willing to like work on it, you know, because you have love for that person. So, I mean, it's the same thing in marriage, or I hope it would be. So, I mean, and that's our mindset when we went into it. But it was actually, it was good.
It was good.
I was surprised. Not that I was thinking that it was going to be bad, but because I went into it with like zero expectations, just like, we're gonna see how it's gonna go. Obviously, it's been a long time for me. I know it had been a while for you too, but it definitely been a long time for your girl before. So it was like Stella got her groove back over here.
Yes, indeed.
So, but yeah, it was surprisingly good.
And I think
sorry to interrupt, not to say that it can't be good on the first time, but like I said, I just had no expectations, so it was just like, whoa, okay.
And I think it's like one of those things where we have worked on our communication beforehand. So it was one of those things where we knew going into it, it's like, all right, let's have the right mindset. Let's have the right approach of like, I just want to honor you. I want to serve you.
Yeah.
So it's not like...
That is key right there. Let me tell you, because when we were in premarital counseling, the goal, whether it's sex or just
daily life,
if you go into it with the mindset of you're always trying to outserve the other person, then you're always going to win, because you're always trying to please the other person. That doesn't mean that you're trying to kiss the person's butt or anything like that, but just really outserve them. I mean, let's talk about the flip side too. even if obviously the first time, I guess you're agreeing, like it was good, but even if it wasn't, we still had the mindset, because we were going into it with zero expectations, because it may not be good, and that's okay. You have literally a lifetime to work on it. You have to explore each other's bodies. If you love that person, you're willing to build that intimacy, and really figure out like what makes him tick, what makes me tick, like really learn each other's body. It's all about exploring. That's what that's the fun. Like it's all about fun. And even with it being good on the first time, we still had to learn each other's body and figure out what we like, what we don't like.
And don't be afraid to ask those questions. Like, it's like, what do you like? You know, and don't be afraid to say, hey, I don't like that. You know, because it's like, we don't want to have any assumptions. We just want to make sure it's like, this is all out here on the table. You like it, I like it, we can move forward with it.
Yeah. And I think, obviously, how are things going? Obviously, we've had sex several times since then, and how are things going? And it's one of those things where it's like a constant line of communication. When we were dating, when we were engaged, when now us being married, obviously it's different levels, and it's ever transformative. But that communication is key, I think, because we had established that foundation. It made very open about, having conversations surrounding sex, and, just like sometimes finances, it could be different.
Right.
But I think you have to really just create that vulnerable space, and as a significant other, we should be able to be like vulnerable with each other.
Right, because intimacy is a form of health. So you always want to make sure that your spouse is mentally healthy, physically healthy, financially healthy. So intimacy, from a sex standpoint, yes, that is another level of health. So you have to make sure what works for you. Humble yourself and understanding like you're here to serve the other person. So let's make sure that it's an opportunity for your spouse to feel valued, because you don't want to feel as though you're being rejected at any moment in time.
Yeah, for sure. And intimacy, just because we started having sex and we brought in that physical aspect that we didn't have before, we still had to make sure that we were being intimate in other ways. We didn't want sex to overshadow date nights and overshadow the intimacy that we built up pre-sex life, because that all comes into play, especially as women, just because you can have good sex but still not be intimate with your significant other. And we wanted to establish as a couple, obviously having a great sex life and having an intimate life in all aspects, like he said, being well-rounded in all aspects. But yeah, married life has been treating us well so far. It's definitely, during just obviously the pandemic going on, it's brought us closer. We're spending a lot more time together. But I think we definitely want to make some more videos, just like talking about the expectations pre-marriage, how we've had to like kind of reset expectations now, and how it's been like a constant conversation. But we just wanted to give you guys really just an update on, life now, the big question, like, was it good? Because everybody naturally just wanted to know that. But yeah, we hope everybody's doing well, and we can't wait to make some more videos and be consistent. So until next time.
We ain't got no kids yet.
Bye.